Hello everyone, and welcome to this Banter Blitz session. Let's get going. I'll just accept any challenges, and for the time, I don't have really a strong preference. Like 3 minutes is fine, 5 minutes is fine, and so on. So let's start. I will start with Teja Ravi from India. See how it goes. Okay. Let me see. So here, this is sort of my love-hate line, because I lost some memorable games from the white side. In Vacanze against David Anton, I lost a game where he played very well. But I also beat Grishuk once in Pro Chess League, so mixed memories. But in general, it's quite interesting for both sides. Okay. Let's see. So the idea is that against players who like to play the Grinfeld Indian, then if you don't put any pawns in the center, they generally don't really know what to do. That is my my main strategy here. So I will put my pawn on d3 and then try to play e4 maybe. And if he advances in the center, then I will basically be happy because I have some targets for attack. Yeah, this h6 is sort of a sign that black doesn't really have anything too useful to do, I hope. So I should just take some space on the queen side. Yeah, overall the difficulty for black in such positions is that normally you sort of base your play around attacking the white center, but now I don't have any center, so then what should you do? And then sooner or later I will advance once I have things under control a bit more. I want to try maybe a slightly strange looking move, knight a5. It's a typical idea from Sicilian with reversed colors. Where you open the c file, and this double a pawn is not that bad, because it opens the b file for the rook, which is very useful, and also it's very difficult to attack it. So now, like, his squares on b6 especially is very weak, and the pawn on b7, there's also sort of an eternal weakness. So I think, positionally speaking, this double a pawn is quite a big improvement for white here, which might be slightly strange the first time you see it, but it's a very common idea. So now the question is, probably I should just play rook b1, just to deliver some pressure on the b file. Rook b8 doesn't really help that much because I can increase the pressure. By the way, feel free to ask any sort of questions in chat, because I will try to follow it a bit. And of course, there should be some time during and in between games. This is considerably less stressful than the Banter Blitz Cup, which which really is super fast with 3 minutes. So just ask away if you wonder anything about anything. Let's see. So how do I increase the pressure here? I feel that the one piece that is not doing that much is my knight on f3. Probably I should try to redirect it, but I'm not sure where it should go. I just know that it should go somewhere. see. I'm being asked that, or I'm being told that my 1-9 against Magnus looks a bit better after yesterday's demolition with 9-0. And well, yes, I have to admit it. It does feel slightly better now that I'm not the only one. If anyone can beat Magnus in 3-0, well, of course, in a few games, but in a match like first to 8.5, I think it has to be said. I mean, I think it's very unlikely. Basically, we will see. But the point is that not only is he incredibly strong, but he's also incredibly fast. I mean, I was, of course, getting outplayed chess-wise, but I was actually also just getting flagged. So, like, he has both. Let's see. So now the question is, at some moment I would like to play e4 here, but e4 is generally too early, no matter how long you wait, even though it's the ID. It's a bit strange. Now, especially e4, knight c3 will come, and it's a bit of a disaster. So I guess I will play knight b6, and if it takes, I take with the rook. Now I want to triple on the b file. So this, I hope that it would allow bishop takes c6, but bishop takes c6, maybe rook c8 is a move. Let me try queen b4 first with the idea of taking next. I'm not sure it's that easy for him to stop it. At some point I should also throw in like h4, just not to get back rank mated. But let's see. What else? Someone asked me what happened to my hair. Yeah, that's one of the more common questions I get. Well, I had dreadlocks and I cut them off. Is the sort of short story. And to be honest, there is no longer story there. I just sort of decided to go for a change. Aha! I was expecting him to take back with the pawn, then I wanted rook takes a6. Now rook takes a6 anyway, but the problem is that my pawn on a5 will be dropping in the end, I guess. Ah, this is even a bigger problem. I just blundered my rook. Oops. So I'm oops. Let's see now. So now my only idea is to hope for the a pawn. That was not very great. Let's see. So takes a6. Not sure how bad. Because if I get a takes b7, this pawn on the 7th rank is very, very strong. So maybe I'm luckily holding a draw here. No idea. Let's see. Should I take with the rook or the pawn? The pawn looks a bit clumsy, but if I take with the rook, I might lose my a pawn immediately. If I take with the a pawn, he will take on e2. Okay, he has no checks. Let me try to keep all my pawns. Let's see. Ah, he takes. Then I have. So his idea is to play queen d5, but okay, I play rook b3. a5, I think I will just play d4, and I should be faster. I mean, what I mean is that I should be able to attack his pawn from the a file. Just double my rooks on the a file. That should be enough if I don't blunder anything. And then he has to try to go for some perpetual, but I doubt it's possible, actually. Let's see. Check. I have to play king f1, I guess. Probably my rooks are incredibly clumsily placed. So maybe it is actually a perpetual. Let's see. Now e4, there is no check, but f5 is a major issue. d5, e5, king g2. What should I play? d5? If he takes an e4, I play king g2. And next yeah, let's see. Okay, now I'm back in control. Not sure this is winning, but it's very close. Okay, not not a very clean game. A bit of a blunder. Let's see if I can start another one. Tacticuccio. Let's see. With black this time. Let's see, what should I do? G3 here, that's a bit early. Normally you wait for black to block in the bishop with e6 before you play g3. This I think allows me to develop my bishop. Basically with the bishop out of the pawn chain, it's quite a bit more safe for black. But there are some ideas with c4, queen b3 that you need to be wary about when you play black. Let's see. Can I play something with the h-pawn? Or should I just allow him to play knight h4? I guess h6 makes sense. c6. Let's see. What happened here? Let's see. Castle, probably a5, a4 should be the idea. Okay, knight e4. Yes, okay, he will play knight e5. I go back to d8. I want to play a4 in some moment and try to get play against the c4 square or the c4 pawn. I'm not sure, maybe it's a bit too optimistic. What happened to... Let's see. He wants to go e4, but it also gives me some targets. Maybe this is sort of too slow for me. e4, bishop h7, I thought it was no problem, but maybe I'm just a bit more passive here. Could be that I'm a bit worse. Let's see. So f6 is not great. I guess knight f6 and just wait, knight d7 and trade the knights, I guess, should be the most solid way. Let's see, also I should speed up a bit. Let's see. I mean, white is better because he has the center, but black is incredibly solid because there are no real weaknesses, so should be okay. So I would like to get b6 someday, but probably it's difficult to achieve. Let's just try to trade stuff, see what happens. Knight d3, probably the correct decision, but now b6. This pawn on b3 is a bit vulnerable. Okay, he plays b4. It takes. I think maybe he should have taken with the d pawn on c5 to open up for his bishop. Now this a pawn on a3 is a bit loose, I hope. Also, there are some ideas with like exchange stacks on b2 to get the d4 pawn. I might be too optimistic with that. Now, if I take and play knight f6, take an e4, I mean, and play knight f6, then rook e1. Do I have anything there? I need some sort of trick, probably. It's actually beginning to look quite bad. Let's see. Queen a4, okay, rook b5 has to be played. Rook b1 doesn't worry me that much. Yes, rook b8. Oh, mouse slip. Whoops. It was not great. Such. Okay, what should I do now? Okay, rook a8. Okay, that was a pretty sad mouse slip. Of course, I wanted rook b1. I thought I had rook b8. This was my only trick. Now, on the other hand, I'm winning. Let's see. I want to take on e4. I don't think I'm back rank mated because I have many pieces there. Knight takes c5 maybe just to open up, or knight f6, knight takes c5. Why not? Okay, just to clarify the situation a bit. Because once I get out, I should be just winning. Knight b3. Knight c6, bishop c5. Bishop takes b4. What is this? Queen c1. Next. Now it's beginning to look decent again. But am I in time is the question. Knight f3 looks. Now queen d7 mate will come. Yeah, not not super clean again. Let's see what is going on. Let's see what is going on. Okay, let's see if we can start another one. Let's try to play against our Norwegian streamers. Battle Sweden against Norway, always super exciting. Let's go. Against Lasso, my partner in Bughouse chess. But in normal chess, it's not the same story. Then we are bitter enemies, of course. Let's see. Let's play some Sicilian. To be honest, in Blitz nowadays, I'm always going for Sicilian because it's like the only thing that I'm able to play with little time nowadays. Like in standard chess, I can still consider to go on e5 or play some Spanish or some Caro, but in Blitz, I need to do what I know, and that's definitely dubious Sicilians. So let's see what's going on. Here, there is an eternal question: like, should I play h6 or not? I generally don't because I feel the weakness is quite big, but in these circumstances, I decided to do it because it's not so easy for him to get g4, g5 in. Knight e2 is probably a good move. Point being that I will anyway kick his knight away sooner or later with a5, b4. Let's see. I see Gusti in the chat. Cheers. I hope you're doing well in Rahlstedt. But I'm not sure. I'm a bit worried about our Norwegian friend here because he has advanced his pawns in front of his king, but he is not really getting any attack as far as I can see. So let's see. What does he want with knight h5? He wants probably just to play knight f4 and trade pieces. Should I let him? Or should I play knight e5? I think I will play knight e5. I'm hoping for f4 because f4 is really too drastic. Then I play knight g6 and knight h4. Let's see. Knight g3, knight g6, I guess. Okay, there is some knight f5 trick, but I don't think it really does anything. I mean, overall, I'm very happy, but I'm also incredibly biased towards black in the Sicilian, so let's see. Well, Gusti is complaining again that I gave the location of his home, but my German pronunciation is so bad that don't think anyone will find out. Don't worry. Now I'm losing some pawns for no reason. This is not how it's supposed to be. Should I play rook f7 or should I play? He will play knight f5 in any case. I will take. I think rook f7 is the move. If knight take g7 is a move now, then I'm really in trouble. But I think I can just take it and go back. I think it's okay. Let's see. Yes. Very interesting. He takes and then he doesn't really do anything too concretely. Just goes, tries to eliminate my bishop so that he gets knight f5 next. I have many options here, like bishop c5 is a move. I mean, I have many options, but they're all super scary for me. Bishop takes g4 just to ease the pressure. That's the coward move. Will not be played. Knight e5. Let's see, bishop c6, knight f5. Is it just big problems? Okay, knight e5. Centralizing. Pologaevsky, Soviet grandmaster, once said that with a knight on e5, I cannot lose in the Sicilian. He was probably very wrong, but there was some sort of, he had some point. The knight is usually very, very strong there. Bishop c5, king h2, bishop takes g4. Is it an option? Rook takes c2, f takes e5, bishop c5. It's another option. Also doesn't seem to work. Knight takes g4. What should I do here? Okay, I'm running out of time slightly also, which is a bit... Okay, bishop c5, king h2, bishop takes g4, or knight takes g4. Bishop takes g4. Why should I give away my stuff? Ah, time. Time is running out. Okay, knight h5, king f8, f5, then I have queen c7. g5, I take, play f5. Now queen c7 is my next move. This, I think I will just play queen c7. Okay, now I'm for sure winning if I have the time. But I don't. Yeah, that's my my skills in playing with few seconds left. I think actually, like until the last few moves, it was not such a terrible game. But... Okay, let's see. What should we play now? Let's play against Assegnids. Some German player. Ay. Lost the battle to the Norwegians. That's unfortunate. Let's see, what should I do? How to play in tilt mode? A6. Let's see. Let's see. Bishop f4. I think it just allows b5. So it's a sort of, I'm thinking of this as a sort of reversed Sicilian, that you make some moves on the flank just to trade a central pawn for a slightly less central pawn. Like, I'm wasting some time, but long term I should have more pawns in the center. Not sure how much sense it makes, but let's see. Let's see. B3. But now maybe I can at some moment you play, I mean, after e3, I play bishop b4 check. And his dark squares on the queen side are a bit loose, I hope. If bishop b4 now, he plays a3, bishop c3. How is that? It's probably at the very least fun. Rook c1, bishop b2 looks like it wins a pawn. So let's see. Rook a2, knight e4. Of course, castling is an option, but knight e4 looks more fun, I guess. Hoping to get some fork on c3 one day, like if I can somehow remove my bishop. Yeah, okay, I'm getting a lot of comments about my match with Magnus. I mean, it was quite clear that he was the stronger player. You blew your chance, so. I'm getting some question like with whom I'm preferring to play here. It's completely random. I'm just randomly accepting challenges. Let's see now. I think I should take here. The one thing that I need to avoid in these kind of positions is that rook takes c3, knight takes c3, queen c2, and my knight is trapped. But I don't think that it's very realistic for white to trap it. There is too much going on and too easy for me to open the queen side. Let's see. Let's see. I have different moves. Bishop c6 is one move. Queen a5 is very natural. Probably queen a5 makes the most sense. Keeping my options. Then maybe I can take on a3. Maybe I can play bishop c6. Depending on what he does. But in general, I think he has some problems just developing here if I see the position correctly. Let's see. Queen b1. Like normally I would like to give this bishop, but that's my first reaction. Like if I had already castled, then knight c6, queen takes b7, rook b8 would be actually mate on b1 later, but I think I'm too slow here. So probably I will have to play it a bit boringly with knight takes c5. It's threatening bishop e4, but I guess he will play. Actually, what will he play? I thought queen c1, but then knight b3. Yeah, from not that much, I think I'm getting huge pressure. Bishop e4? What can he do against bishop e4? This is ID. Well, I can't see it, so I have to try. I'm a bit worried now for my king because of the bishop on d6, but I think his development is just too weak. Which line do I find most dangerous for black in the Grimfeld? Well, I recently played in Prague Masters against the very well-known theoretician Samuel Shankland, and he played bishop c4 against me and won. So I think I would have to say bishop c4 nowadays. So also how I lost to Anish Giri in the Pro Chess League. So these two very impressive theoreticians played it. Should say a lot. Yeah. Let's see. I think I'm doing very well. Can't see why this rook is not just falling. Bishop takes c5. Rook takes c. Queen just. I don't think I have to take back immediately. Ah, he tricked me. Bishop takes c2 now. Queen takes. Tricked again. But luckily my position is still great. because of the two bishops and his development. So, like he saves his exchange, but in fact it's not that great to. Anyway. Do I think Shankland or Giri is more impressive? Well, I think I have to say Giri, but okay. Probably the correct answer is that they are both very impressive. But if I have to pick, I think I would pick Giri after all. Yeah, but I do have deep respect for both. Let's see. So now I'm getting rook b1 check. I think the position is starting to become very good, or possibly better than very good. But check, king e2, then two of my pieces are hanging. That's not the idea. Bishop g6, he plays bishop e2, but okay, it doesn't really. Shouldn't help too much. I thought I could play bishop d3 now. Well, I guess I can. So yeah. How do I deliver mate? I guess I just take. Now queen e4 and queen e5 are both threatening mating one due to his two pinned pieces. Yeah, that was a bit. It's a typical blitz game where if you mix things up, spice things up a bit in the beginning, then it can quite quickly go downhill. Let's see. What should I pick now? I'm not sure exactly how this goes. Let's play a slightly faster game against. Who should I play? Let me win. No. Wow. Against Fab. Probably a big fan of Fabiano Caruana. E4. I promised that I will play the Sicilian, so let's see. Check. That's not the Sicilian move. Let's go knight d7. A6. Okay, because I like bishops. I will get the bishop soon. Now should be fine for black. Here the question is always, do I dare to go c4 to stop him from playing d4? Or is it too much waste of time? Bishop g4 is another move. And the most solid way, of course, is just to move the e-pawn. Can I play bishop c6 maybe? Yeah, probably e5 here. And I can't really hope to be better. I think he really should have played either e5 or sacrifice with d4, because once you give the bishop, you have to get something in return. And if you play a bit too slowly, then you get nothing in return. So here I think I'm just a bit better, actually. Okay, he has this square on d5, but it's very, very difficult to utilize. So here the question is, should I attack or should I? I mean, I really want to play g5, but I also really don't think it's the best move. Okay, let's try it, see what happens. It's maybe not the best, but should be the funniest. Let's see. Knight takes g5, this allows h4. And yeah, there isn't really any compensation for the piece. There is queen b3 as a move, because f7 is not that easy to defend actually. But I think I would just have given the pawn on f7 and should be good for black. Now queen b3 can be met by rook f8. Okay, now I will try to castle long, or even maybe play rook g8 first, because now there is possibilities of the pawn on h3 hanging. So long castle. See b4. He wants to attack. Let me see. Probably take. And as soon as my knight lands on f4, that should be it. Knight f4. Guess knight f. King b8 is very tempting also, just to get safe, but I don't think I need it just yet. Because if knight takes f7, then queen takes h3 and it's mate. So this should be over. h4, f6. What is Magnus' special quality? I'm being asked. Well, I think it's not really a special quality. It's just everything at once. I think he's better at than everyone at everything, which sort of adds up. Yeah, now this knight a3 is pinned, so I can actually just take it. Okay, thanks for the game. Fab, presumably. Very big Fabi fan. Now let's see who to play. It's a bit tricky to pick because there are so many challenges, of course. Fun, always fun. Let's see. Should I play some? This is some Spanish kid, right? Not entirely sure. Did I promise to play c5 all the time? I think I did, but I will play a different Sicilian this time. Let's try to play like Magnus. If he's so good, then why not just copy his openings? Sveshnikov it is. Knight f5. Wow. Haven't seen this in a long time. The idea is to be able to go to e3 directly, taking control of the key squares. d5 is the sort of well-trodden antidote. Now, should I trade queens or should I not? I have no idea what's going on here. Queen d7, bishop b5. Think rook c8 works. Yeah, no, I know that this knight f5 is actually a line and it's not that stupid, but it's hardly the scariest either. Bishop c4. I guess bishop c5 is the most active move. Am I scared that at some point he will take on e5? Like queen g3, castle, queen takes e5, I think it gives me plenty of counterplay for the pawn. Basically, I'm very active in the center. Now, if short castle, he goes rook d1, but does it matter? I don't think that this rook d1 is really a concern for me. Should be okay, this. I mean, structurally, I'm slightly worse, but I have very... I have a lot of dynamics, or not really dynamics, but more a sort of generally active position. This was a bit of a cowardice move, bishop a6, just trying to trade. Did I allow bishop b7? Probably not. I have e4. If bishop c4, then I think I can actually at least start to consider to take it. Let's see. Knitting a knot, I'm not sure that Magnus is better than me at knitting a knot, but I certainly think that he's a better juggler, because that I can't do at all. Bishop b7 played. That's a bit puzzling, because I thought both bishop g4 and e4 were sort of very decent moves. But which one should I pick? Pick e4. e4 is slightly more boring, but also considerably safer. Should I start with knight g4 or should I start with rook b8? Probably start with rook b8. Bishop a6, knight g4. Knight g4 will be some pressure against f2, some very unpleasant pressure, I think, for white. I mean, bishop e3 is really a sad move to have to play, giving the bishop and the pawn on b2. Bishop here, I should say, and the pawn on b2, and the weakness on e3. But the rook f1 was also very, very passive. Probably almost as bad. But now my main concern should be not to blunder anything big. And he has a knight, so... Did I blunder bishop knight a4? No, there is rook takes c2 still. But I should probably address the matter at some point. Actually, queen g6 is a sort of possibly nice move, because if it takes, I have the sufficient shah on e3, winning a key pawn. Queen f4 is, yeah, maybe queen f4 is just fine. Yeah, now I take, I get Luft. Basically, I'm just saying all the German words I know. So zwischen Schach and then Luft, and then pawn up. Läuferpaar also. Let's see. Yeah, this is too many pawns, I think. And possibly soon a piece as well. Yeah. Okay, so this knight f5 line was an interesting try, but probably not the scariest. Let's see about challenges. Let's take some. Yeah, it's a bit, as I said, it's a bit difficult to just accept. Let's see, I will play now against Child of Light, who was asking before if I played sometimes also against slightly weaker players. I do. I try to play against everyone. Sicilian, but now I will play my old favorite. Now, after all this talk about Magnus, I will play the move that I played against Magnus myself in OHS a few years back. Knight f6 Sicilian, Nimzowitsch Sicilian, very, very dubious. And I got mated in 20 moves, but we had fun. e5, is it 97 now? What is the move you're supposed to play? d4 is always better for white in such positions, because he takes on f6 and the structure is slightly better. Knight d7 I think is okay. If I recall correctly, e6 is a move now. And it's a move that Mickey Adams played against me in the European Team Championship. Knight takes d5, knight takes e5 is a common trick, giving my knight, but his knight is also hanging on d5, so we will trade pawns. But it's a pawn trade that sort of benefits black. Let's see what is going on. Yeah. Let's see. Okay. bishop this. I mean, overall, the thing about this position is that my central control is not really compensated by anything from white, so black should just be slightly better. But if you would have this position with reversed colors, you would say that black probably has equalized quite easily. So it's a matter of perspective. Basically, it should be around equal objectively, but as black, it feels good to have the position. Let's see, queen h5. And the eternal question of which side to castle on, but with the pawn on c5, it feels more natural to castle short. But it might also depend on where white is placing his king. Let's see, bishop d6. I mean, I'm hoping for the sort of nowadays known as Bill Gates trick with short castle knight d4 as Magnus beat Bill Gates in this famous exhibition game. Knight d4 is actually an interesting idea. I want to play queen g6, but then knight b5 comes. But probably this knight b5 is an empty shot. I move back with bishop b8, and he has again lost quite a bit of time playing around with this knight. This knight takes c6. I was hoping that there was takes on g2 before I take back. Which but actually bishop takes c6 immediately is also very, very good. Let's see. No, then f3. Okay, I take first. I'm getting a question if there is pickup games in Sweden. Well, first of all, I live in Denmark, in Copenhagen, Denmark. But otherwise, yeah, sure. I mean, in the main parks, there usually are like these big outdoor chess sets, which you can play on. Not all of them, but in many of the parks. So I've played outdoor chess a few times. It certainly exists. Also in some cafes, but of course it's nowhere near like more chess sort of cultural places. It exists, but that's about it. So I'm a pawn up. He should castle long at some point, but then there isn't really any counterplay for the pawn. Queen h3 was a bit surprising because his bishop is running low on squares. Looks slightly unprofessional to try to win the game by snatching a bishop when you're already a pawn up. I mean, and in the meantime weaken my king, but I think that my king will just run to a8 in all cases. Like he can take and play rook c1. Then I cannot take the bishop on b3 immediately because there is a pin on the c file. But I will just run my king to a8 and I will collect the bishop later. So, okay, now it's just the bishop up. So now it should be over. Let's see. Bishop takes a7. This one was hanging apparently. But yeah, what should I do? c3 maybe. Okay, blocking and in the meantime creating some threats, basically. Not allowing him to castle long, but yeah. With an extra piece, it should be relatively straightforward from here. Maybe what should I do? e5. Threatening the queen. And taking the queen. Yeah. So this should be it. Okay, thanks for the game. Let's see what we find next. Child of Light. I'm wondering if it's a sort of play on Kasparov's famous Child of Change. Sounds a bit similar. Let's play against Kuba. Czech player. I played my last serious game of chess in Czech Republic. So hello to Czech Republic. Let's see. Should I abort or what? No moves are coming. Yeah. We need action all the time. Cannot wait. Let's play another young FM. Let's see. Let's play e4. It feels like I haven't played white in a while. Not sure if it's correct. Alekhine, very similar to my 2 knight f6 Sicilian. How is it that we play against the Alekhine nowadays? It's just trying to play for a space advantage, I think. Well, against the Caro-Kann, it's all about trying to imitate the game short Timman, of course. But it's unfortunately not always so easy to get. Let's see here. Now it might have transposed to something that I actually did play quite a bit against the modern with knight f3, bishop c4. Usually you get positions like this. Let's see. Let's see, c5. Okay, I guess I should take it. h3. I mean, basically, like the positional trumps for white are quite big. Like the bishop on g7 has the potential to sort of, maybe it's called the risk of ending up quite a weak piece. So black definitely needs to do something before that happens. So the onus is on black in these kind of positions. That's why I'm playing trying to play like some stabilizing moves, like just rook e1, and yeah, like, would be very nice, of course, to develop my bishop on c1. Okay, the eternal question of where my knight should go. I guess it should go to c4. If it takes, I'm not sure. I'm a bit tempted to take with the queen to go to h4, but I'm not sure I'm allowed. I'm allowed there. Okay, let's see. It takes. So queen takes knight d4 is my concern. I take it, he takes with the queen. And I have a feeling that I traded too much to be better. So let me try bishop takes c4. Knight a5, of course. Maybe I can just give this. I will just try to give it. Feels strange to me to give the bishop, but I mean, I'm just playing like very simple chess. I'm just playing against the bishop on g7, basically. And if I'm later allowed to trade the bishop, I'm also better because his kingside squares will be a bit weak. Now let me see. Can I try a slightly curious looking maneuver? I will go back with my queen, and my idea will be to put it on e3 later on, simply to play bishop h6 and attack his king. So he plays h6, but it's a queen e3. He plays g5, but g5 is a bit weakening, no? It feels weakening to me. Will I be able to sacrifice there? Nah, probably not. Okay, I will play it anyway. But I will move, after g5, I just move my bishop. He goes there. Guess this pawn on c2 needs protection. And also guess I should play slightly faster. Let's see, I should go somewhere with my... This is actually... I'm not really happy with my position anymore. Let me see. I would like to provoke g5. For some reason, I thought he had to play it before, but he didn't. Let's see, what can I do now? Queen f4. I would like to get some tricks in, like e6 somewhere or something, but it's very difficult to say exactly what. So I'm feeling like I play slightly without a plan and slightly without time as well. Let's see. What is this? Now he will play g5 at a later stage. But I'm hoping I will be able to take it. This guy is very fast. Yeah. I think I unfortunately will get flagged here. Oops. Ay. Yeah, no, I mean, I got flagged, but I also wasn't really better at any point. So well played to him. Well played to you. Thanks for the game. Let's try another one. Let's play with Paulo Torres. Random Alekhine question. What is Nils' Swedish take on Midsommar? The movie. The movie, unfortunately, I haven't seen, so sorry about that. In general, I'm not watching that many movies. I'm asked what kind of time challenges I'm taking. Basically, it's a bit random. I'm accepting 3 minutes and 5 minutes. This is interesting. What is this? How do we play such? Bishop b5. Now I want to play knight e4, but maybe it's not the move. He wants to take on c6. Can I play e5 in some moment? Probably not. Let me play knight a5. If before I want to enter on c4 and hope that I have some tricks. Not sure. Can I play knight e4? Okay, I just want to spice things up a bit. It looks like white's play is too natural currently. So my hope is that either he takes and I get some pressure against d4, or that I will be able to break his pawn chain with b6 at an appropriate moment. Not that clear if I will be able to achieve it, but let's see. Maybe I can play bishop f5 now. At some point I should probably return with my knight, but now I'm also having the option of putting it on c4 in some moment. I'd like to play b6. b6, he plays b4. And my position is collapsing. Rook c8 first, and it is. G4. This is. Wow. G4. Looks to me very loose, but I feel like I should be able to sacrifice a pawn for some positional play. Like, let me try bishop e6. He takes twice on e4. Then I play bishop d5. Pawn on d4 is very weak. I will be able to break with b6 or e5 later. Should be okay. But g4 was interesting, and I completely missed it. So now knight c6, he wants to take. Is that scary? No, it's not scary. I take back with the pawn anyway, and I will attack his stuff on the b file, like his pawn on b4. And if he takes on e4, I still think I'm fine. Yeah, this looks like a more suitable option for him. But now I mean, I have two options: either queen d7 and sacrifice on g4, or play f5. Or so f5 is like so natural. Let me try. f5. So, I mean, with the pawn on g2, he could just take control of the square on e5 and be much better. But as he has this g4 weakness, it's very, very double-edged. And my guess is that black is doing well, objectively speaking. This, maybe just bishop d7. If it takes on e4, I will take with f pawn, and then the f file is really weak. h4. But here I thought the pawn was hanging on d4. Probably it is. Yeah, this bishop e3 is a good move because it tempts me to take the rook on a1, but then he would have a huge positional compensation. I should just go back, I guess, somewhere, and then try to get e5 in. Or even h6, knight h3, rook f3 is a very nice way of getting control of the situation, because now g4 is very difficult to defend. So I think I will just take it. And now I have all sort of threats. Just king h7, I guess. d4 is now a huge threat. e5 is a possibility. Probably e5 is good. Yeah. Should be completely over. Let's see. I take here. What is this? So it will be some flagging story again, maybe. No, actually not. This time I'm in time to deliver mate. Okay. Yeah, this was a bit. I think this g4, it was creative, but it was maybe too ambitious for white. Let me see. Who could I play? Q Grumpy 2708. That's a bit of a strange handle, in my opinion. What should I do? Let's play Slav. Player from Germany not taking on d5. Slightly puzzling, but okay. I guess those exists everywhere. He takes. Plays e4. This gambit. How is it? It goes. If I recall correctly, Kramnik played some c5. Can it really have been here? In the candidates once. Can it be here? Looks incredibly stupid here. Was it here? I think maybe it was. Wow. Okay, let's see. But he also admitted immediately after the game that it was a complete bluff, so I'm talking about the Berlin candidates 2 years ago. This. So knight f6 is a move. Then bishop g5, bishop e7, d6. Is that a problem? Can I play f5 in such a position? It looks like I cannot. On general grounds, I will not play it. Now bishop g5, bishop e7, d6 is what I'm calculating as. Maybe knight takes e4 there. And the position is a mess. Let's see. Let's see what is going on. So quite a think now. I think bishop g5 is for sure the critical move. The question is if bishop e7, d6, does it work or does it not? Okay, I mean, I can't really calculate it, but it looks fun. Don't forget to play Pia, they say in the chat. Okay, next game I will try to play Pia if there is a challenge. This was a bit slow, but I understand that the position requires a lot of calculation, because if white doesn't do anything like quite ambitious, then black might just be even better here. Yeah, now for instance, I think my position is just better, because this d4 d5 is a bit overextended. Yeah, it's a typical case when playing white and you play something very ambitiously, then if it doesn't work out, you can end up worse. I lost many games with white like that in my career. So let's see. D takes e6. I want to take some. Bishop takes e6 would be the normal move, but then queen takes d8 and. What about queen a5 check? It forces queen d2. This was interesting. I mean, even a move like bishop d4 just to play for compensation, but nah. I think bishop takes e6. I will try to give one pawn to get the bishop pair, but my question is, what version is my best? Now I went for this one, which, yeah, it was one of many, and I have no idea. Here, let's see. Bishop c8 looks a bit too slow, but knight c6 is what I want to do. But then knight takes e6, f takes e6, just knight f3. And the question is if I'm in time to create something. Bishop c8 is a bit like more long term. I'm playing for the two bishops rather than an immediate attack. I could maybe have played something like bishop f5 with the same sort of general idea, but I wanted to make sure that I'm not losing too many pawns. So now I castle. Like knight c6, bishop f5, stuff like that is coming, I hope. Bishop b6 is a move to take on f2, but it looks a bit slow. If bishop e4, maybe I need to play bishop b6. Okay, a3 is a very decent move. Bishop b6. Let's see. So if b4, the question is, I can take on c5, it should be relatively okay for me. But can I play a5 instead, more ambitious? Knight a4. Bishop takes f2, b5. Then any move should be okay. Maybe even just knight e7. I'm slightly worried there because it looks a bit passive. After knight e4, I'm not worried at all. Now I'm winning back my pawn and I'm keeping my positional trumps with the two bishops. c5, just bishop c7, I guess. a4, okay, bishop g4. Okay. Bishop e2, okay, rook f e8 or rook f d8? Rook f d8, maybe rook a d8 maybe, and then rook f e8 to get both. Now I was hoping some bishop f5 would be winning, but maybe not entirely clear. Okay, rook f e8. It's beginning to look very overloaded for white. The two bishops are very strong. King is weak. So yeah, I'm optimistic. Probably b3 is very good. He's a bit overextended here. King d2, knight b4, wins a piece. King c3, bishop a5. It's winning as well. Is knight b4 winning a piece? Bishop f4 is another move, but then king c3. Okay, take. We take there first and go knight b4 next. Just to do it in the most solid way. So I take. Next I take on d3. And should be game over. Yeah. There really isn't much play left. g6, okay, anything. Ah, now I blundered the pawn on b2. Okay, doesn't matter. Now I think I will promote. Yeah, this really should be resigned. Okay, let's see if I can find this challenge from Pia now. It's a bit tricky. Okay. Ah, it's increment. Normally I don't play with increment. Let's see. Okay, Scandinavian. Now we are transposing to an Alekhine. How to do this? Knight, bishop g4, bishop e2. I take with the knight. I have very quick development. Should be fine. Castle, I guess. e6, d4. Yeah, it's not the most ambitious way. Black is pretty solid here. But let's see. Knight f4 I was hoping, but I'm not sure what I'm actually achieving here. Queen h5, c6, okay, knight h5. Let's just play rook e1. Yeah, but black has equalized probably. Okay, c5 I really don't like because now the d5 pawn is very weak. So if I take, knight takes d5, I guess. Yeah, it looks to me like a clear pawn. Knight c6. Guess just bishop f4 is fine. Knight b4. Okay, Okay, let's go to the ending. Because normally with the same colored bishops, the endings are very good winning chances. Like if it would be opposite colored bishops, I would probably try to keep the queens to play for an attack. But with the same colored bishops, then the endings are very, very good winning chances. Let's see. Well, but if she doesn't want to trade, then there is no need for me to do it either. Now some threats are starting to emerge against the king. I have a rook swing with rook e5, rook g5 coming. Let's see, queen there. Okay, let's just try to attack. See, queen g3. Okay, rook e5 would be a blunder because of bishop c7, actually. So what else? Maybe just rook bishop e5 or bishop e5 looks good. I want to redirect my bishop to d4. Like I'm a pawn up, but a nice thing about that, not only that I'm a pawn up, but my bishop has a very nice square on d4, which I can try to utilize maybe immediately. Then I can get some play against the king on the dark squares, hopefully. Like this bishop on a5 is a bit out of play. Now rook e5, I think it picks up the bishop on a5. Or is there still bishop c7? Yeah, now it's just a piece. Actually, there was bishop c7. That was was a bit sloppy by me. Okay, rook f1. Now rook takes h5 should be mate next. Yeah, rook takes h5. Well, with the piece up there, there isn't that much of interest going on. Like queen e5 will be mate, maybe. Okay. Thanks. Okay, actually she equalized, but then this move c5 was too optimistic. Let's try to play against my German teammate in the Bundesliga, Mr. Meissner. How are you today? How is Mr. Meissner? Let's see. G6. Let's try to leave the theory behind. E4 is the idea. After d6, check on b5 is what everyone does. Provoking c6 so that the knight cannot come to c6 in this structure. It looks very strange, but in fact the knight is very, very good on c6. So it's not as stupid as it looks for white. This bishop b5 check. Actually, against Vitugov now recently in the Prague Masters, I castled with black before playing d6 to avoid this bishop b5 check. Later on in this kind of position, I played knight c6, and I had a very comfortable game from the opening. So this could be something to have in mind as black. Not that bishop b5 check is super scary either. This c6, okay, it's a nice idea, but it's not really better for white, of course. Let's see. Knight e4 is a bit. It's a bit too brave, I think. If rook e1, what is the idea? Why can't I just? He wants f5. Takes. Knight takes. But knight takes is positionally a bit dubious. Could also be that the intention is some c5 or whatever, yeah, just to give the knight an e4, but I strongly doubt that that it's enough compensation. Yeah. I think if you put the bishop on g7, you should try to play either c5 or e5 to sort of increase the scope of the bishop. This c6 d5 plan was a bit passive. It's not really a great combination with the bishop on g7 here. I mean, some people do it in some cases, but here I don't think it really is the way. So check. I guess being a pawn up, I really shouldn't have anything against trading queens. As we mentioned in the last game as well, like the same colored bishops gives me very decent winning chances were we to trade the rest of the pieces off. Rook f7 is maybe smart because my rook is now hanging. So let's see, I play rook e1. Bishop d6 or bishop d2? Bishop d6 would be to try to enter. But bishop f8, rook e8, maybe not. Actually, rook e8 immediately is also interesting, just to trade the rooks. But the one thing that I'm worried about here is that somehow his king will come quickly to the center. Now there is no longer rook f8, so now I'm sort of entering with my rook, which should be very useful. Where should I put it? On b8 maybe, just not to get trapped with this rook on the 8th rank, but I don't really think it's any real risk. Now bishop h6 would be nice to get in to just sort of make black very passive. But the other idea is c4, bishop b4, which is also huge. Let's see, so I go c4, I guess. Bishop b4, knight d7, or what is the idea? No, knight d7, I just take on b7. Yeah, he cannot protect both f8 and b7 now, so I will win a second pawn. And that should be game. I might actually even win a third pawn if I want to take an a7. Yeah. Okay, he will try to keep fighting, but now when the 4th pawn falls, should be enough. Maybe he's waiting for the 5th pawn to fall as well. Let's see. Knight d2 maybe. I'd like to keep his knight there on a8. It's a bit it's quite passive actually. Now I will just push my pawns. b4, b5, c5. Yeah. Kind of plays itself. Too many enemy, as Jan would say. But too many friends, actually. Was it in any way enjoyable playing Magnus in the Banter Blitz? Of course, playing the world champion is always enjoyable. It's lots to be learned from losses as well. Let's see, let me try to play Yup. Spanish player. Let's see. Wait, this one. This is some very old line. Knight c6 is what Emanuel Berg, the Swedish French expert, told me to play in many years ago. So the idea is basically just to confuse white a bit, and it's not so easy to develop the pieces now that the knight is on exercising some pressure against the center. E takes d5 is not supposed to be very critical. But of course, in such a line, like many moves are fine for both. Not very critical. Queen d2. Let's castle, I guess. He can castle long, but to my mind, that's a bit risky. Knight g3. I guess I should play. What should I play actually? Maybe this plan of bishop b6 to be able to move my knight to a5 next. Let's see. Let's see. So castling on opposite sides, but to my mind looks like my counterplay should be pretty fast. Let's see. Now it's probably also possible to play it positionally. Yeah, and I mean, I am seeing in chat that people are wondering about the challenges. I'm just accepting pretty randomly. So sometimes it's higher rated, sometimes it's lower rated. Now I guess Alpha Zero would be very happy for white with the pawn on h6 against my g6, but what to do? At least I don't think I'm very close to getting mated. Rook g1. The idea might be to play some g4. Let me try to solidify the defenses a bit. f4. Somewhat surprising. Now I think I might be able to take control of the squares around my king. f5 is a move, but it's double-edged for sure. Rook e7, f5, rook a e8 is something that I would like to consider. Rook e8, rook f4, and the queen is in some trouble, but I don't think big enough trouble. Now I'm seeing that maybe rook takes e3, knight takes e3, queen takes d4 is an interesting tactic. Does it work? Unfortunately, I don't think it works because of knight g4 in the end. So what else? Rook e4, then knight f2. Maybe g takes f5. G takes f5 looks insane, but the idea is if it takes with the rook, then rook takes e3 works. I win 2 pieces for the rook. Should be very good. And if it doesn't take, then okay, I won a pawn and I have some threats. Okay, rook f4, queen g6, I guess. Now we can still not take an f5. What can he do? We can play rook. My position is, I think, getting worse by every move. Rook takes f5. I need to come up with something. Maybe f6 looks very ugly, but at least not getting mated immediately. Now I need rook e4, and then okay, knight f2 is coming. Knight f2, I will move my king probably because my rook is not yet hanging. I think I should, in general, move my king to h8 just not to be under any attacks. King h8, bishop c7 in some moments must be useful. Can I play c5? I'll try to play c5 just to get some. Now I got the queen at least. Yeah, this is very good. Now it will be this flagging story again. Ah, mouse slip. Come on. Oops. As a matter of fact, in the final position, I managed to get myself into a losing position. It's actually quite nice. But I simply cannot stop the pawns, and if I run with my king to the other side, then king c6, king b7 will be coming. So I can stop the pawn with the king, and then after king c6 play b5, and I'm just making a draw, but that's not what you hope for when you're a piece up. Okay, let's try to play deliberately someone slightly lower rated. Let's play with Kofra GT. Is he there? I will give him some time to start the game. Anything relevant in chat? Seems like this Kofra GT is not there, so I will have to abort, unfortunately. Okay. We need action, always action. Let's play with Tamakolina. Let's see. Seems to be a lot of Venezuelan and Colombian players challenging me today. I have no idea why. What to do? Let's try to play some. Knight f3. Okay, let's take. Play e5. Very aggressive. Not so bad. I think the critical move is knight b5. After which black has a few options. Now what is this? Do I need to take with the queen maybe? So knight takes d5, there was e4. Now c2 is a bit vulnerable. Knight a3 is a move, but that means that the knight on b4 can never be kicked away. So then my position is very pleasant, but I don't really see another good move. Moving the king feels a bit absurd so early. Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, knight a3. Is probably necessary. Also, it's played. Now, do I play some concrete idea or should I just increase the pressure? Guess I can just increase it. I mean, knight takes a2 is technically possible next, but it looks a bit too greedy. Maybe not. Maybe take and b3. I think I will do it next move because then I will always have some rook c8 after knight b5. So now knight takes a2. Okay, nothing will be with check, but I think it still works. Rook takes a2, bishop takes b3. But what else? I mean, with the white, I would be looking for some knight b5, but don't think it does very much. Bishop c5. Okay, it's a pawn up, and I haven't castled yet, but I will be able to castle very soon. So I think it should be sort of a clear pawn. No real compensation. Okay, let me see what is the best way. Probably because it's an ending, the king should stay in the center. Castling would bring my king slightly farther off the center. So let's see. So okay, takes rook hd8. Yes, solidifying, and then at some point, like, try to trade more stuff. Like, probably I should. There is rook d5. Not sure that I'm supposed to allow rook d5. Is it a problem? Maybe b5 actually. Why not? Just to kick his knight away. His knight was looking quite active. So let's see. Rook takes. Now a6. Okay, rook c1 exists, but I think knight b4 is good enough. Knight b4. Now his knight is a bit stupid on a3 again. So, okay, rook c1 must be the logical way. Then maybe even entering on d2 should do the job. Again, like, he gets an active rook, but without the knight playing, then not enough. So king d6 probably, but king e6 is simple enough. No good checks. Next b2 is hanging. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, no, the problem is that with his knight on a more active square, the position would be pretty difficult to win technically, but now he's so passive, so it shouldn't be that hard. I think I'm just soon winning another pawn, and that should be it. Let's see. Rook c3 still exists, but I guess rook a2, the knight is now getting attacked. After knight b1, there are many ways. I think I will play rook a1 and then push the a pawn. And the a and h pawns are the one knight's worst enemies. So, yeah, I think Pepe is coming on quite soon. So this might be my last game as well, to giving people a chance to warm up for Pepe a bit. He's quite intense as a guy, so necessary to be warmed up properly for that. But it's been a great pleasure to play some Banter here. It was my first time today. I hope it was not too boring, and I hope some people got a chance to play. Let's see. I'm sure that I will be back many more times for more possibilities to challenge me. So don't worry if it was not your time today. It will be next time for sure. Now I just need to finish this off in an accurate way. I think I will play for mate. I could play to stop the b pawn, but as they say, mate ends the game. King g3. I think it's going to be mate next move. Jan is maybe also playing. Okay, so it's a smorgasbord of opportunities. Okay, so checkmate next move, and that's it for this time. Hope to be back soon, and thank you very much.